Okay, so this week we're working on the fire element. And if any of you have had the opportunity to go through the stage 1 section, you'll see that we are talking about purging the spiritual body and becoming one with the warrior knight archetype. And in the path, the warrior knight is associated with the Archangel Archangel Michael, which is really like the warrior archetype that we all have inside of us, the essence of courage and will and focus and determination. On the pentagram symbol, I don't have my pentagram with me right now, but on the pentagram symbol, the fire element is the bottom right point. So it's right down here. It should be the right-hand side, if you can see the right-hand side. If it's showing up as the left, it means my screen is reversed, but it should be showing up as the right. It's the first stage in the path. So in the path, it's the stage of awakening. So these next 2 weeks represent the awakening portion of the program. And so this is where we're really awakening to our own purpose, awakening to our own passion, awakening to our own courage. And in the pilgrimage, Aniel learns that courage is not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. So we need fear for courage to exist. Without fear, we can't have courage, because courage isn't necessary unless we're afraid. So what we're going to be working on today throughout the meditation is activating your courage, activating your warrior knight, the warrior that you have inside of you. So before we begin, I'm going to perform our opening rituals, and then we're going to set our intentions after that. So this week, the opening rituals are going to be just like this, just in this group. The next time we do it, we're going to use an actual altar. But by that time, I'm going to be in Costa Rica. I leave for Costa Rica this Saturday. So I don't know what my background is going to look like. I don't know where I'm going to be. All of that will be determined at a later time. So for now, let's get ready to just start preparing for the opening rituals and the opening ceremony. So all I'll ask you to do is just close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths. We'll just close our eyes, take a couple of deep breaths, Luke. And just let go of everything that you're bringing into this experience today. Let go of any stresses of the day. Let go of any obligations. Let go of any burdens you might be feeling. And just get connected to your breath. Filling up your belly, filling up your chest, and then just let it all go. Practicing simple breathing techniques like this activates a state of flow, the alpha brainwave state. The brainwave state that allows us to access our infinite creativity. It allows us to access our higher self. Keep breathing in your belly, in your chest, and then release. Feel yourself relaxing with each breath. Feel your body letting go with each breath. And just become aware of what it feels like to let go and to just breathe. Notice tension in your body, shifting and changing as you breathe. Notice your diaphragm muscles, the muscles in your stomach and your ribs expand as you breathe. See how much air you can bring into your body. Breathing in the belly, breathing in the chest, and then just let it all go. We're going to start by performing the Kabbalistic cross ritual. You're welcome to perform it with me, or you can just perform it in your mind, in your imagination. So let's imagine that we're facing the east, with your eyes closed. We start by placing a hand on our forehead and the left hand up to the sky. vibrating to. Moving the right hand down to the stomach, the left hand pointing to the ground. Maku. The right hand out to the side, the left hand touching the right arm. Vega Bura. Left hand out to the left side, right arm touching the left hand, or left arm rather. Vega Jula. Hands at heart center in the prayer position. Leolam. Raising the hands up to the sky. Amen. The Kabbalistic cross is a ritual that helps us activate our chi energy, our life force energy, our prana energy. Helps us connect to the energy of the divine, the above and the below. So keeping your eyes closed, we're going to perform the next ritual. This time we're going to perform the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. I'm going to walk you through this in a visual process. I'm not going to perform it physically, but you can imagine yourself performing it physically, or if you're in a space where you can perform it comfortably, you can do that as well. Facing the east direction, I will now perform the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. Drawing a banishing pentagram starting from the bottom left up to the top point, drawing the full pentagram, and vibrating the word Yod He Vav He. Tracing the circle from the east to the south, again drawing the banishing pentagram, placing the right finger through the pentagram and then vibrating the word Adonai. Tracing the circle from the south to the west, drawing the banishing pentagram again, placing the finger through the pentagram and vibrating the word A, hey, hey. Drawing the circle from the west to the north, again, drawing the banishing pentagram from the left bottom corner up, placing the finger through the pentagram and vibrating the word Agala. Drawing the circle from the north back to the east again, standing in the middle of the room, and then singing, before me Raphael, behind me Gabriel, at my right hand Michael, at my left hand Oriel, before me flames the pentagram, and in the column shines the six-rayed star. Now we'll perform the invocation of the seven directions. Starting in the east, imagining the element air, feeling the air blowing through the room, feeling the gust of wind, repeating after me. Archangel Raphael, guardian of the east element of air, be present and watch over me as I hold this sacred space. Bring with you the spirit of the eagle and the wisdom of the mage. Moving clockwise to the south direction, feeling the crackling of fire and the heat coming off of the fire, repeating after me. Archangel Michael, guardian of the south element of fire, be present and watch over me as I hold this sacred space. Bring with you the spirit of the lion and the courage of the king. Moving clockwise again, facing the west, feeling the rushing water, crashing waves, bubbling brook, or a powerful river flowing, repeating after me. Archangel Gabriel, guardian of the west element of water, be present and watch over me as I hold this sacred space. Bring with you the spirit of the sea and the compassion of the queen. Moving again clockwise to the north, feeling the earth beneath your feet, digging your toes into the soil, repeating after me. Archangel Ariel, guardian of the north element of earth, Be present and watch over me as I hold the sacred space. Bring with you the spirit of the trees and the humility of the priestess. Completing the circle back to the east again, placing your hands on the ground, honoring the below direction, the Great Mother, repeating after me. O Great Mother, Queen of the moon and earth, be present and watch over me as I hold the sacred space. Bring with you the forces from below to nurture my roots and help me to forgive. Thank you, Mother. Standing up, hands to the sky, honoring the above, repeating after me. O Great Father, King of the sun and creator of the universe, be present and watch over me as I hold this sacred space. Bring with you the forces from above to lift me up and show me to my kingdom. Thank you, Father. Hands and with the right hand pointing to the sky and the left hand pointing to the ground, honoring the center direction, repeating after me. O great God, great divine oneness, unity of all that is and ever was and ever will be. Mother, Father, Holy Child, hear my prayer. Be present and watch over me as I hold this sacred space. Bring with you the forces from above and below to transform my intentions into actions and manifest them through wisdom and love. Now we stand in the middle of the circle and perform the Kabbalistic cross one more time. I'm not going to guide you through it this time. I'm just going to perform it straight through. I will now perform the Kabbalistic cross. Ato Malku Vegabura Vegajula Leolam. Amen. Keeping your eyes closed, let's imagine that over the next 2 weeks, you could experience any miracle that you desire. Between now and when we speak again, you could experience any transformation, any manifestation, any synchronicity, any level of healing, any miracle that you can possibly imagine. What would you ask for? Sit with the answer until it becomes crystal clear. When the answer becomes crystal clear, wait a little bit longer. And then when you feel like you're ready, post it in the chat, the intention that comes up for you. If you're watching this video recorded later, post it in the group inside of the tribe. Sophie said to become free from myself, non-attached. Alexa said, complete body comfort and total cessation of all judgment. And Lou said, get closer to people and make strong bonds. Luke said, be healthy and embody vitality. Una said, feel joyful and have body comfort. Thomas said, I want to fully trust life, my intuition, my power, and feel light, healthy, and joyful. Tony said, complete freedom, living an authentic life. Becca said, heal relationships with family members. Joe said, I'm aware of my purpose and truth and have the courage to speak and act it out. Yeah, I love that. Thank you. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go on a visionary journey, and we're going to use some brainwave entrainment technology. So I have some binaural beats, which you've all experienced. It's inside of your folder, and you probably heard them in my higher self breathwork journey, and you might have heard them in the heaven on earth breathwork journey as well. These beats, these binaural beats, are designed to activate alpha wave brainwave states. So from that place, we can access information and wisdom from a higher state of consciousness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to guide you through a process of getting clear on opening yourself so that you can receive insight and guidance on how to activate this intention that you've just shared, while also integrating with and activating your own fire element, the courage, the warrior knight, the will that you have inside of you. The only thing that stands in the way of us having exactly what we desire in life is the courage to persevere. It's the only thing that ever stands in our way. It's just courage. And usually it's because we've forgotten how brave we actually are. It's not because we need something we don't have. It's because we've forgotten what we already have. And so today's experience is designed to help you remember how powerful you already are. Not to try to gather something you don't have or to try to create something that isn't already inside of you, because everything you need is already there. The purpose of today's journey is to just remember how powerful you are. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes just to get comfortable. You can stay sitting if you like. You can lay on your floor. You can lay in your bed. You can shut off your camera if you like. I'm going to be shutting off my camera as I guide you through the process. I'm going to be playing the binaural beats in the background. I'm going to be speaking to you and just guiding you through the process of getting connected to this higher part of yourself. We'll be doing this meditation for about 30 minutes. There are going to be periods of silence. Well, not silence, periods of just hearing the binaural beats. And I'll be talking to you in and out of that experience. So go ahead and get yourself comfortable. I'm going to share my screen, which is going to share those binaural beats. And I'll give it about 3 minutes to get ready. So take your time. Again, if you're sitting up and that feels comfortable for you, that's totally fine. If you prefer to lay down to go a little deeper, that's okay too. And as we're preparing, just breathe deeply. Let your body relax. Get yourself comfortable. Let go of any expectations you might have. Let go of any concerns you might have. And just be present in this moment. Just getting yourself nice and comfortable, breathing deeply. The breath is a portal into higher levels of consciousness. You've all experienced it in one form or another. Everything you need is inside of you. That breath is always inside of you. While we prepare to begin, just breathe deeply in the belly, in the chest. Let it all go. If you're already in a comfortable position, when you breathe in your next breath, just let it out with a sigh. Ah. Feel how good it feels just to let go. Breathing in and just letting out another sigh. Ah. Feel the energy move as you sigh it all out. So again, breathing in the mouth, breathing in the belly and the chest, just let it all go. Ah. Nowhere to be, nothing to do. This is your time for yourself. Just breathing in the belly and the chest, letting it all go. You can hear the tones beginning. Just let yourself focus on the tones. Stay focused on the sounds, how they resonate through your body. We'll just take these first couple of minutes to just let yourself synchronize with the tones. Let your body and mind synchronize with the alpha waves. Let's imagine that there's a stairwell in front of you. The stairwell goes down, and at the bottom of the stairwell is a door. Just feel yourself walking down the stairs one step at a time. There's no hurry to get to the bottom. You just take the first step, and you feel the step beneath your feet. Feel your foot flat on the step. Feel your weight shift from one leg to the other as you step down. And then step down again. Feeling your weight shift from one foot to the other as you move down another step. And then down again, another step, shifting your weight from your foot that's on the step before to the foot that's on the step ahead. And you realize that this is how life is created, one step at a time. Shifting your weight from one foot to the other. Shifting your life from one moment to the next. Stepping down again. Shifting your weight from one foot to the other. Moving down, further down the stairs. Shifting your feet. Shifting the weight, going deeper and deeper down the stairs. Step down one more stair, feeling the weight shift from one foot to the other. As you find yourself now in front of the door, you open the door, and what you see is a brightly lit temple. There's an altar in the east with a black candle on the left and a white candle on the right, burning brightly. There's a small candle in each corner of the room in the east, south, west, and north, burning brightly. And you're going to lay down in the middle of the room. And you feel how powerful this room is, because this room is a direct portal to your subconscious mind and to your higher mind, your lower self and your higher self. And you're existing in the middle, connected to your past and your highest potential, existing in this moment. I invite you to bring forward a memory in your life when you were most powerful, when you were most courageous, when you were most brave. Bring forward a memory of when you had an impenetrable will, when you could feel how powerful you really are. Maybe it's a moment in childhood. Maybe it's a moment in your teenage years, your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, or beyond. Draw forward a memory of yourself when you were most powerful. Feel how powerful you were in that moment. Become aware of how your body feels as you access this memory. Where do you feel the power being generated from? Place your focus on the area where the power is generated from. Feel yourself drawing strength and courage from this area inside of yourself. Now, I'd like you to imagine during this time in this memory that you can see a dial in front of you with 10 little places on it, just like a volume knob. Between a 1 and 10, where were you in this memory? Were you a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, an 8, a 9, or a 10? Which number were you in this memory? Become aware of the level of power and courage you were experiencing in this memory. Think of the number that comes to mind when you imagine the level of courage you were experiencing in this memory. Set the intention to program every cell in your body with the courage you are feeling in this memory. And through your intention, turn up the volume of this courage just a little bit, maybe by a half or a full number. So if you were a 6, turn it up to a 7. If you were a 7, turn it up to an 8. If you were an 8, turn it up to a 9. And if you are a 9, turn it up to a 10. Feel the amplification of your courage in every cell of your body. Feel the amplification of your power and your strength and your will in every cell of your body. Let's turn up that volume again. One more increment. If you are a 7, let's go to an 8. If you are an 8, let's go to a 9. And if you are a 9, let's go to a 10. Feel what it feels like to turn up the volume of your courage in every cell of your body. Feel what it feels like to amplify the power and the strength in every cell of your body. Now, on your own, I invite you to turn up the volume one increment at a time until you get to 10. If you are at a 7, go to an 8, then to a 9, then to a 10. Amplify the courage in your body. Amplify the strength and the power in every cell of your body. Draw the courage from that place in your body where the courage comes from and send it to every cell of your body. Feel the frequency and the vibration of courage in every cell of your body. As you stare into the darkness, imagine that there's an upward pointing triangle slowly starting to manifest in front of you. This upward pointing triangle represents your courage. It burns bright red, so bright that it almost hurts your eyes. You see the triangle getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it burns brighter and brighter and brighter, filling your entire being with the color of red, filling every cell of your body with the color of red. You feel a pulsating of this fire element pulsing in every cell of your body. You feel it activating every cell of your body. Now the triangle begins to get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And it moves closer to you and disappears inside of that place in your body where the courage comes from. Now the triangle is inside of you. Feel the courage inside of you. Feel the fire inside of you. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can stand in your way. Nothing can hold you back. Feel that fire inside of you. Bring forward your intention that you placed at the beginning of this conversation. Feel yourself considering and comprehending that intention through the lens of this courage you've now amplified. Shine the light of this courage on your intention. Imagine yourself sending this fire energy from that place in your body to your intention. Imagine yourself turning up the volume of courage inside of you into that intention. Suddenly you see an image of yourself as a warrior knight, as a powerful, strong warrior who fully embodies the archetype of courage, who fully embodies the archetype of fire. This version of you still feels fear, but he or she or it practices courage in the face of fear. It practices action in the face of inaction. It practices perseverance in the face of challenge. Imagine yourself merging with this warrior version of yourself. Imagine yourself becoming the warrior knight. Feel the upward pointing triangle now on your forehead, right above your third eye. Ask this part of yourself, the warrior knight, the archetype of fire and courage, what you need to get to your intention. What is necessary for you to manifest this intention into your life? What actions are needed? Where must you display courage? Where must you face your fears? Where must you overcome adversity? Ask your own warrior knight inside what is necessary for you to become all that you are. And allow yourself to receive. Oh, great warrior knight, element of fire, guardian of the south. Thank you, thank you, thank you for activating the element of fire inside of us. Thank you for activating courage. Thank you for activating will and determination and perseverance. Thank you, oh great warrior knight. Oh, great God, great divine oneness, unity of all that is and ever was and ever will be. Mother, Father, Holy Child, hear my prayer. I, this great old priest and shaman, warrior and sage, summon thee, and I do humbly request your presence. Thank you, thank you, thank you, great divine oneness, for activating our courage. Thank you for activating our fire element. Thank you for purging our spiritual body, great divine oneness, so that we may serve our purpose, so that we may live our mission, so that we may serve in the name of all that is and ever was and ever will be, great divine oneness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Imagine yourself 1 year from now, after this intention has already long manifested. See yourself and feel yourself as the person that you will become after this intention has manifested into your life. See how differently you carry yourself. See how differently you show up in the world as this intention is fully manifested into your life. Feel yourself as the person you will become as this intention is manifested into your life. In your own space, out loud or in your mind, repeat the phrase, "Thank you for the courage to manifest my dreams." Thank you for the courage to manifest my dreams. Thank you for the courage to manifest my dreams. Thank you for the courage to manifest my dreams. Thank you for the courage to manifest my dreams. Thank you for the courage to manifest my dreams. Thank you for the courage to manifest my dreams. Thank you for the courage to manifest my dreams. Thank you for the courage to manifest my dreams. Thank you for the courage to manifest my dreams. Thank you for the courage to manifest my dreams. Thank you for the courage to manifest my dreams. Thank you for the courage to manifest my dreams. Thank you for the courage to manifest my dreams. Repeat after me out loud or in your mind. My dreams have manifested because of my courage to take action. My dreams have manifested because of my courage to take action. My dreams have manifested because of my courage to take action. My dreams have manifested because of my courage to take action. My dreams have manifested because of my courage to take action. My dreams have manifested because of my courage to take action. My dreams have manifested because of my courage to take action. My dreams have manifested because of my courage to take action. My dreams have manifested because of my courage to take action. Start bringing yourself back to your body, back to the room that you're in. Take some big, deep breaths to clear away this experience. Letting out a sigh. Breathing in deep and letting out a sigh again. Your body around. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Bring some movement back to your body. Slowly let yourself come back. Open your eyes when you're ready. When you feel ready, you can come back to the call. If you had any insights or ideas come up during that experience, I'd love to hear about them in the chat window. In a few moments, I'm going to open the floor up for some coaching or reflecting, if anyone is interested. Let me know in the chat window if anything came up for you or any experiences you'd like to share with the rest of the group. The work we do in a ceremonial experience becomes a reflection of the synchronicities and the manifestations and the reflections that we experience outside of the ceremony. The work that we put in during the experience becomes a reflection of the manifestations we experience after. Would anyone like to have a conversation about your experience or your intention or any insights that came to you? Just raise your hand if you'd like to have a conversation. Sophie, sure. You can unmute yourself whenever you're ready, Sophie. Hey.
Hi. So the miracle I would like to experience in the next 2 weeks was to become free of myself. Like this, the non-attachment with identifying, yeah, especially with my body, now that I'm going through a lot of changes and because of the pregnancy, it's tough for me to love myself. I just see like the parts that are holding me back, and I felt I was quite stable in my life, and I was going in the direction I wanted to, with all my projects, with my body, with my health. And yeah, since I became pregnant, it like complete took the floor underneath me, and it's like starting from zero. And the insights in the meditation was that in order to free myself from myself and to kind of reconnect to that joyfulness and the loving of myself, my body, and my project is actually introducing more structure in my life. So that discipline that you were talking about, that warrior night, the courage to take action, is actually not letting myself go, and this idea of going with the flow of just like surrendering or abandoning myself, but more taking action towards what are the things that I know that will give me stability and structure in all the levels, like in my eating patterns, in my work patterns, in my sleeping patterns. So it's actually almost the opposite of what I was going forward, and that was like a very big insight for me, that I actually could see, okay, it's more the structure of what I have to do actively in order to bring more stability in my life, and be able to free myself from myself through that structure. So that was a powerful insight. Yeah, and also looking forward to projecting myself within 1 year helped me to realize more that these actions, they're not just something that I have to do once, but those are more habits I have to introduce and work on, rather than, yeah, like a one-off thing. So yeah, but it's really about the discipline to persevere, um, and being able to hold that tension sometimes, that or the inability, or the procrastination, that to not wanting to do things. Yeah.
It almost sounds like you recognize that the freedom comes from the structure.
Yeah.
It allows you to flow. Once the habits are created, then you can easily flow, and that creates the freedom. Whereas before, the flow came from not having structure, it sounded like, but now the flow is going to come from the structure and that new habits that allow you to flow in between the habits that you create.
Yeah.
Is there any way I can support you right now? Is there anything you need from me?
Well, I mean, there are like a lot of moments where I just yeah, like emotionally I become like unstable. So yeah, I think why I raised my hand was, well, first to share this insight, and also if there's some, yeah, like way to remind myself, or some sort of practice. What I try to think of is like this: I'm my higher self pretending to be human, but sometimes I feel like trapped in this 5D movie, that it feels everything so real. So I'm so attached to my emotions and to my body that it's hard for me to like disconnect. So if you have any suggestions there.
Have you achieved that feeling, that experience in the past?
Yes, I mean, I before I felt it was in my daily life, like this, so effortless, and now I feel it's more that I'm sucked into this, yeah, into this 5D movie, and it's hard to get myself out. For example, this meditation helped me to like let go, or what also helps me just to to do work stuff or to train. So in moments where I have time to think, it's worse. So I try to distract myself, but then I'm also avoiding to being like facing the free time and not allowing myself to have free time, because it's triggering again. So it's like a little bit ambivalent situation for me.
Sounds like the free time creates space for the thinking to come in. Yeah. Yeah. So what's the medicine there?
Well, also to create some sort of structure within the free time, to be able to have some things that don't necessarily relate to work stuff, so they can help me to relax, but they don't suck me into that thinking pattern.
Yeah. And I just had a thought come up. I know that you, as a meditation instructor, meditation has changed your life. It's been so important for you. And the purpose of meditation is to allow whatever comes and to continue to focus on our breath. But I wonder, do you ever create space to allow yourself to think?
Well, I try to avoid it, because it's usually there are like a lot of negative thoughts coming up. So it's more like running away from it.
Yeah. That's why what came to my intuition was, I wonder how deep those negative thoughts go, and I wonder if there's anything beneath them. Because meditation is so important. It's important for us to create space to not think, to not go into our things that we need to go into. Sometimes the space to think allows us to purge those negative thoughts and then find out what's beneath them. Because after a while, I don't know about you, but I get sick of the negative thoughts eventually. And sometimes if I think them deeply enough and I take myself down that rabbit hole enough, I free myself of that negative thought pattern, whatever it might be. And I wonder if you've spent so much time developing the practice of cultivating not thinking, but I wonder if there's a part of you that's asking for space specifically for thinking. I've heard of it's a high performance habit to just sit and set a timer and just allow myself to just think as much as I want to think about anything I want to think about, which then allows me to be more present and more focused and more engaged in everything else I do, because I have that structure. I have that set time for negative thinking or for positive thinking or for whatever thinking needs to happen. Sometimes I've heard of a relationship technique of where we allow ourselves to vent. It's like you got 5 minutes, you can vent about whatever you want, but then after that, there's no more talking about the problem. So we give ourselves 5 minutes to just talk. And usually what happens in my experience is that at the tail end of that container is the relief that I'm really looking for. And I wonder for you, if thinking is the challenge and thinking seems to be causing the suffering, I wonder if there's gold hidden in there somewhere.
Yeah, there's definitely some avoidance going on. So it's because there is some suffering triggered by the thinking or the nature of the thoughts. So I think it's more that. So I remember when we had a coaching session and you challenged me to do like this 1 hour of not doing anything, so which would include not meditating, but just like allowing that space to let anything happen that has to happen, and that helped me. I mean, it was tough, but eventually it helped.
I wonder if there's an opportunity here for some like deliberate thinking time. Because my intuition is telling me that there might be some thoughts that you're, like you said, that you're avoiding facing. There might be some negative thoughts that need attention that aren't really negative thoughts, but they just feel like negative thoughts at first. But you're such a great problem solver that I know that if you're faced with any problem, you're going to figure out a way to solve it. But if you're running from those problems or running from those thoughts, they're not getting the attention that they need. I wonder if there's an opportunity to just give the ego it's okay, fine. You want to think? Good. You've got 10 minutes. You can think as much as you want. But then after that, we're going to go back to living life and not thinking so much anymore. I wonder if the medicine is less resisting and more allowing. Just to see what's beneath it all.
That's I'll try that.
Yeah, maybe that can be some homework for the next couple of days. Just set 10 minutes aside each day just to think. Go somewhere comfortable, go somewhere relaxing, and just see what comes up on the other side of that.
Yeah. No, it's a good point. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure, Sophie. Would anyone else like to share or comment or questions? Yeah, Becca, go ahead. You can unmute yourself. I'm just going to mute you again, Sophie. Hey, Becca.
Hey.
What came up for you?
The biggest thing that came up for me is humbling myself and being willing to seek for help and accountability. One of the biggest things for myself that I've noticed patterns that come from both sides of the family is an innate stubbornness in myself to assume I'm going to be able to do it all, but not being able to humble myself and actually just seek out help. And the other one is working on forgiveness of others and forgiveness of myself. And definitely setting more boundaries in my life.
I have some thoughts going already, but I'd like to ask you, how can I serve you right now?
Hold me accountable in some way.
I heard you say something interesting. You said you have this stubbornness of wanting to do it all yourself, but then there's also this contradictory side where you know you need the humility to ask for help. Yeah. So it's so funny that, and I this is one of my this was my medicine as well. It's like I used to think that doing it myself meant not asking for help, but what I didn't realize is that doing it myself actually includes asking for help. Because like we live in a symbiotic universe. I can't do anything by myself. The sun shines and the plants grow and I eat them. You know, I can't do anything myself. I can't make my heart beat. I can't make my digestion happen. I can't do anything myself. But it's interesting how you use the word stubbornness, because stubbornness, what would you call stubbornness if it was serving you in a good way? What would you call it then?
Oh man. I affiliate the word stubbornness with self-righteousness, but I don't necessarily associate that as a good thing. The polar opposite is acknowledging that it's a barrier and using it, and again, I go back to humility, just acknowledging when I can't do something on my own.
Yeah, I guess this is going to be
maybe I'm missing the
yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Imagine you're running a marathon and you've still got a kilometer or a mile left.
Right.
Your legs are ready to give out. When you finish that marathon, what's the energy that kept you going when your legs wanted to give out? What would you call that?
Endurance?
Sure, yeah. I mean, endurance is definitely
or endurance, or just like willfulness to finish.
Yeah, willfulness, determination, right?
Determination.
Stubbornness is sort of like determination or willfulness with a negative connotation. I don't think it's a bad thing that you're stubborn. I don't think that's a negative thing. I think it's a negative thing that you think it's stubbornness. I think there's an opportunity for a reframe here,
Mm.
because you got to this point in your life by doing a lot of it all by yourself, didn't you? So it worked, didn't it? I mean, you didn't rely on your parents so much. You did it yourself, and you busted through, and you've been determined in your life to get to where you're at.
Mm.
So what makes you think it's stubbornness versus determination?
I think stubbornness when when I am trapped in the ego self and I have this intention to move forward, but at the same time, the stubbornness may keep me stagnant somewhere.
Can you make it real for me? Can you give me an example of a situation recently where stubbornness has held you back?
Yes, absolutely. I am on a big journey right now, and I have a mission to get my diabetes under control and fully healed, and attempted to do everything on my own without having a community being accountable for me with my eating pattern.
Yeah.
And I thrive when someone is holding me accountable, or I'm in an environment where I am taking things into my own hands, but I also have people that are supporting me and are on the same journey.
Yeah. 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 So this experience of trying to do it yourself was a necessary catalyst for you to have this big realization.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you think you
Yeah.
would have come to that realization without trying to do it yourself?
That's a very great way of putting it. And no, no, I
Okay.
wouldn't have. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
lovely
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
of putting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes we're hard on ourselves because we think that where we're at is not where we're supposed to be. But,
Mm.
so we experience suffering because we do it the wrong way. But, in nature, there is no wrong way. The tree tries to go through this way or that way or this way, and eventually it finds a path and it makes its way.
Mm.
The tree doesn't look at itself as a failure until it gets the right way. The tree just knows that it has to grow and it will get there eventually. The water doesn't try to force its way through rocks or through the ground. It just flows and it happens.
Mm.
And eventually it gets to where it needs to get to. And it sounds like there's an opportunity here for some self-compassion.
Absolutely. And along this journey that I've been through this past year, I have had my goal set on a place, and I'm kind of reframing what I wanted from it. And I still do want this job in this place that I'm going, but I came to a realization: humble yourself and submit yourself to this institution, and it's a healing institution in Florida, basically.
Hmm.
And be a patient before you can be an employee, essentially.
Hmm. Yeah, you've heard the phrase, we're the average of the 5 people we spend the most time around. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Are you surrounded right now by healers and people who have been through what you've been through?
Not exactly, no.
No. So your struggles are, it sounds like they're reasonable considering the community that you're coming from, which has now given you the insight to change your community,
Mm-hmm.
to change the people that keep you accountable. You know that you can't do it yourself. If you could put a dollar value on the wisdom of understanding that you can't do it yourself, how much do you think that was worth?
A dollar value.
Yeah, like
Oh man.
if you could go back a year or two and tell yourself, hey, if you pay me this amount of money, I'll give you that wisdom. You won't have to go through that suffering. How much do you think it would have been worth?
Oh man. I almost feel like saying it's priceless, because you can't put a price tag on something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So you just gathered priceless wisdom through an experience that you might not have been able to get to otherwise.
Mm,
So
absolutely.
where does the forgiveness part come in?
Predominantly myself.
Yeah. Forgiveness for what?
Just for beating myself up over something that really I didn't need to. It
Yeah.
was like a learning experience. It's not, what is it? Yeah, it's a learning experience. It's not one big mistake.
The most challenging thing I've ever had to forgive myself for is the belief that I should be anywhere other than where I am,
There you go.
because it's a journey and our purpose is not a place we get to.
Mm,
It's a journey that we go on. You've heard of the term the hero's journey. Have you ever heard of that phrase before?
I have, yeah.
So
Yeah.
the heroes live in this life, and life's not the way the hero wants it, and the hero's bored, or the hero's sick, or the hero's unhappy. And so the hero travels off to the faraway land, defeats the demons, battles the big bosses, slays the dragon, and then comes back with all of the wisdom and shares it with their people.
Hmm.
Where are you on the journey right now?
Oh man, I'm on the path to the destination of where a lot more I am healing as I speak,
Yeah.
but I'm definitely where I need to be.
Yeah. It sounds like you're basically on the doorsteps of the dragon.
Cool.
You're about to go on the journey to learn the skills, learn the martial arts or the healing skills or the fighting techniques that you need to slay the dragon.
Hmm.
But the thing is, you weren't born with those techniques, and right now you don't have a teacher to show them to you. So at some point in the hero's journey, the hero runs into the guide, and the guide or guides, there are usually many.
Yeah.
That's where the hero gets their skills and their wisdom and their experience from. They get initiated by all of these different teachers who give them all of the skills and all of the ideas, all the insights that they can't find on their own because they're too invested in their own journey. So they need the guides who aren't invested in their journey, who can see their blind spots, who can carry an outside perspective to show the hero, here's the next technique you need. Here's the next bit of wisdom that you need. Here's the next lesson that you need to be able to slay the dragon.
Wow, I have always heard of the hero's journey. Not always. I have heard of it, but you are making so much more sense to me now.
And the hero is the higher self.
Mm-hmm.
It's the hero that's inside all of us. We've all got a journey. We've all got a purpose. And I think you know what your purpose is. What is it?
I want to heal others. I want to heal myself and heal others that have been through similar life situations.
Yeah. The last ayahuasca ceremony I was in, can I share a story with you?
Please, yeah.
The last ayahuasca ceremony I was in, that morning, the shaman told me that I'm a shaman. He says, you're a shaman, you're a master, you're a doctor, you're meant to do this work with others. And so that evening I'm sitting in the ceremony and suddenly all of my vision stopped. It was only about an hour in, which Tony knows is a very short period of time for a 6-hour ayahuasca ceremony. We were only an hour in and everything stopped. No more purging, no more crying, no more visions, no more sensations. It was pretty much nothing. But there was a guy that was beside me and his name was Joe. And Joe was adopted from a Chinese orphanage and he had a very traumatic childhood, but he grew up to be very wealthy in the US, but he was feeling like he had sadness. He just couldn't feel happiness. So Joe was suffering so much that they had to take him out of the Maloka into the bedroom. And he and I were roommates during the retreat. So he's in the bedroom, the shaman's there, the psychologist is there, the doctor's there. And Joe thinks he's going to die. He's terrified. He's under his covers, terrified that he's going to die. Mother Ayahuasca gives me a message to give to Joe. But I'm thinking, okay, that's just my ego. The shaman tells me I'm a shaman this morning. Now I'm going to go save the day. The shaman's in there, the priest is in there. They can't help Joe. How am I, a white guy from Canada, going to help Joe when these indigenous healers are in there giving them everything they've got? Mother Ayahuasca says, no, you have to give Joe this message. So the doctor comes over to me and says, Ricky, how are you doing? Are you having visions? No, the vision stopped. How's Joe doing? The doctor says, oh, he's having a really hard time. He's in there with the psychologist now, and he's really struggling. I said, Mother Ayahuasca gave me a message for Joe. And she says, oh, you have to give it to him. You're connected. You're in the same room. You're sharing energy. You have to give Joe the message. But I didn't answer the call. And so I waited for another half hour. So no visions, no experiences, nothing. Then the organizer comes over. Her name's Fernanda, and she's training to be a shaman. Ricky, are you having any visions? How was your experience? No visions, nothing at all. How's Joe doing? She says, oh, he's really having a hard time. I say, well, Mother Ayahuasca gave me a message for Joe. It's making me emotional. And Ricky, you're a master. You're a healer. You have to answer the call. Go give Joe the message. So I get up and I go into the room and I say, Joe, Mother Ayahuasca told me to give you a message. Can I give it to you? And he says, sure. And I say, a great healer must be greatly healed. And as I left the room, I realized the message was never really for Joe.
The sun's coming in on you too. Look at that.
Yeah, the message was for me. Because we all have a purpose here. And I believe that our purpose is to learn, to grow from what we learn, and then to share that growth with others. Because there is a percentage of this population, Becca, that is going through what you're going through. They're your tribe. I'm not your tribe. I'm not going through what you went through. There's nobody else in this group who's your tribe. None of us have gone through what you're going through. But there is a tribe of people who have already done it, and there's a tribe of people who haven't. So your work is to connect to the people who have, so that you can be a light for the people who haven't.
That's beautiful. Yeah, absolutely.
How much time are you willing to give yourself to overcome this challenge?
I need to detach from that obsession of time.
Yeah, so how much time?
How much time?
Pick a number. Give yourself so much space that, yeah, how much time? What number came to mind when I asked that question?
7 did.
7 what?
Months.
7 months.
Yeah.
Let's check in right here. Let's listen to your heart. How much time are you going to give yourself so that you have lots of space, no attachment, and that you allow yourself to be humbled to this journey that you're going on? How much time will it take for you to overcome this challenge?
One year.
So then that means no complaining, no beating yourself up, no being hard on yourself for at least 1 year. Today's June 1st. So that means from now until June 1st, 2021, your work is to continually have compassion for yourself and patience with yourself as you go through this journey.
Okay.
So whenever the mind starts saying you should be further ahead, why haven't you healed this? You're never going to heal. It's never going to happen. Whatever, whatever things, I know them. I've been on this journey for since 2012. It's 2021. I've been on this journey for 9 years, Becca.
Amazing.
9 years. And believe me, I thought it was going to be over in months. But the journey gets deeper and wider, and I wouldn't change any of it for anything. How much time are you willing to, now, let's say 1 year is like the minimum. What's the maximum amount of time you're willing to give yourself?
The months change to years, so 7 years.
Okay, 7 years. So write that down. 7 years. Now, the beautiful thing about giving ourselves lots of time and space is that we don't always need that time, but if we give ourselves that time and we take the pressure off ourselves to be somewhere further ahead than we are, then we really allow for things to happen even quicker. So between 1 to 7 years, how much wisdom and how many gifts do you think you're going to gather in 7 years to be able to help other people? Like how long were you in school for, Becca?
Oh man, I was off and on since 2014 till this year.
So 7 years.
So it was 7 years. Yeah.
Yes. So now you're going back to school.
I'm going back to school. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
See,
amazing.
when it comes to doing deep healing work, it's on the job training. There's no school that you can go to for this work.
Mm,
You know, you can go to school, don't get me wrong, but the real work happens through your own transformation. Your authority in the world is not your education, it's your experience.
absolutely.
A shaman doesn't show you his diploma. A shaman tells you about their history and the work that they've been through and the things that they've healed in their life and the people that they've helped heal. That's the authority we get in this new world that we're moving toward. This old world of degrees and diplomas and certificates is dissolving away. And what we're moving toward, I believe, is a world of experience, you know, true experience. And what you've given yourself in this life is this opportunity to become a miraculous healer by miraculously healing yourself first.
Absolutely.
So how are you going to reframe that word stubbornness?
We use the word endurance. What was the other one that you said? That really clicked. I think it started with a D. Was it drive?
No, I mean, that's good too, but that wasn't it. I'm not going to give it to you. I'm going to let you find it on your own.
Determination.
There it is.
There it was.
Yeah, determination. See how you were determined to find it and it happened?
Yes.
I could have gave it to you,
Yep.
but I would have been taking away your own experience of finding it on your own. So some teachers, you're going to ask for help and they're not going to help you, but they're going to be there for you. They're going to hold intentions with you. And that's how they're going to help you. They're going to help you believe in yourself to find the answers inside of you. Right? That's the beauty of having a great community around us, is that we have people that believe in us. And when we need them to listen or to reflect back where we're at, they're there for that. But really, it doesn't, what it sounds like you need is a community of people who have been through it, who can help you get through it on your own.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
That's
Cool.
amazing.
Okay.
Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Luke, did you put your hand up? Couldn't tell. Okay, hold on. I thought I saw Luke. Did you put your hand up? I wasn't sure. No, okay. I saw Joe first and then Thomas. So let's go with Joe first. You just unmute yourself.
Hi.
Hi.
I only want to share that this last coaching with Becca touched me really, because on some points I put in my sentence of the beginning of our meeting today. I wrote it in the comments. I'm aware of my purpose, truth, and have the courage to speak and act it out. And it was first when you asked Becca to set the time when she wanted to reach some the goal somehow, when she wants to reach it, I felt really pressure on me because I was in my topic somehow, and then there came the point where I could say to myself, this is touching me deeply, really. I could say that I would give my whole life to me to learn it, to do it, and in the same moment after I gave the permission to take the whole life for this journey, I had the feeling that it's already here. Yeah, it's really, really, thank you very much for yes. Yes, it's so amazing to feel and see what we have to give each other in a round like we have it here. If one is doing a conversation like Becca with you, and I'm sitting here in Austria and can go through a process in no time in such a deep way. I only wanted to share this so that, yeah, I only want to share my truth and I had the courage to speak it out.
Yeah, and you just did it now.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll check in with Thomas. Hey, Thomas.
Hi.
Hi.
Well, yeah. First, I want to say also that there are some points in Becca's story or what you two figured out that fit very well in my situation or for this moment. So, how much time do I give myself for the next step? As you know, and Joachim knows, my life story was determined by music or music and comedy. And this is, I feel at the moment it's not fitting anymore. And this one-on-one coachings I started, as you know, they worked out immediately. It was like, I don't know. I was not prepared that it was so easy. So this worked out. And this other thing I started or want to do with groups again is making me, how should I say, struggling a bit, let's say. I did 2 of the groups, but it feels at the moment I'm fighting against something, or I don't know how to tell it, how to name it, because I feel tired. I feel like sick, and I have this feeling that and I don't know if I want to block myself or if I want to give myself an excuse that I don't have to move into this direction. It's not really that I have the feeling I want to, or at least as I put an amount on it, as I said, or as we talked about it in the last coaching session, it changed completely the easiness. I talked to Joachim a lot about this. So this, in the moment when I think I want to make it work, my flow stops immediately. Always in my life when I started something new, like I started like doing music comedy. Let's see, maybe I play 3 shows and then it was 15. Very easy. And in the moment where I wanted to make it work, I started to stop it. It was the beginning of the end. Every time, that's the feeling. And here I feel it a bit sooner. I started something out of more as an experiment, as my life works very pretty. And in the moment when I think, yes, it looks good, focus on it, it's done. This is a pattern I realize, and this is a big challenge at the moment for me, where I would start complaining, as Becca said, yes, you said to Becca, not complaining about it. This is hard at the moment, not complaining about me and having compassion and patience for me.
Yeah.
It's on the other list.
Can I ask you a question, Thomas?
Yeah, of course.
How many group coaching programs do you think that I struggled at before they started getting easier?
I don't know.
What number
20?
do you?
10, 20?
I mean, I even feel vulnerable about this one. I feel vulnerable about every one of them. My coach once asked me, what if that feeling never goes away? What will you do?
Run. No, I don't. Run as far as I can.
Yeah.
You know, as we started this session with the courageous things, and for me was, when did I have courage? For me, it's it's easy for me if it's something immediate, if it is something I'm standing in front. For example, if you say to me, go on this stage, there are 1,000 people, they wait on the main act, but they are late for 30 minutes, do something with them. I would go out there, sweat heavily, but I will do something and I will kind of enjoy it. Looking forward to like it's now, to a date that is in a week, and I don't know if there will be people, and the people I ask say they are not really interested. This is not so immediate. It's not so you know what I mean? It's not as,
Yeah.
it's
Well, I
not so
think,
feelable.
yeah, I think you might be confused though, because there is an immediate thing you can do, isn't there? Every single time. What's the thing you can do in this moment for your program?
Well, I can invite people to come there. I can promote it. I can make a video about it, and I did already.
Yeah.
I did things
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah. So have you ever heard of the concept of a lead measure versus a lag measure? Have you ever heard that
No.
before? Okay.
No.
So this is a big shift for me. A lead measure is the thing you can do today.
Mhm.
A lag measure is the result. So for example, if I coach a new person every day, then in a month from now, I can measure my income and see how much money I made. But if I'm attached to making the money and I'm not focused on what I could do today, then I'm going to experience suffering.
Mhm.
How many people come to your program is a lag measure. How many people you invite to the program is a lead measure. We focus on the lead measures, not the lag measures. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Let go of the lag measure because you have no control over that. You only have control over jumping on the stage right now. And you have that ability every single day to jump on the stage.
Yeah, that's true.
And then eventually, over time, when you get enough lag measures, when you have enough successful programs, it'll become something that you have an experience for. Remember, we talked about this before. You can't believe in yourself until you do something. You know, people say you have to believe in yourself. Well, you can believe that you're capable of doing similar things. Like, you know that you can jump on a stage and do comedy. You know that you can jump on a stage and play music, but you don't know that you can do a group program and sell it yet. So you can't really believe in that yet. And if you think that you need to believe in it in order to do it, well, you're going to experience suffering.
That's true.
The secret is not to believe in it until you become it. The secret is to behave like you believe in it. How would you behave if you did believe in it?
I think it would be more easy for me to invite more people because I already know. First of all, as we spoke about it, if I get a no, it's completely okay, and I know what they miss.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is maybe the main point, that I can relax, and it's my let's say well-being is completely detached from if someone says yes or no. I will do it anyway. I will offer my stuff anyway. So it's not a big change if I offer it to 2 or 20 for me.
Yeah.
in the work that I do.
Right. Right. If you behave like you know it's going to be successful and you're not attached to how many people say yes, but you just behave like it's going to be successful, then you can be unattached to every yes or no that you get. Because if you knew it was going to be successful, you would just be fine. Like you said, you offer it, they say no, okay. If you had a gold coin in your hand, you know how valuable it is. If you offered to someone and they said no, would your feelings be hurt?
No.
No, it's okay, fine. You're missing out. You offer it to someone else. Your work is more valuable than gold, Thomas.
I think this is the point to learn, to be honest. Part of it is
And how do you learn it?
Yeah, by offering and doing and collecting results.
Yeah. Yeah, because right now you don't know how many no's you have to get before you get a yes. Didn't you already get one yes with the first person you asked?
Yeah.
So that's a good sign, I think. So
Yeah,
now you just have to figure out how many no's equal how many yeses.
That's true. I started with the yes, so I have to figure out until the next yes will come. So
Yeah, yeah, and then you'll have a statistic.
yeah,
You know, and then when you do that 1,000 more times, you'll have a good statistic to base your stats on. So if it takes 5 no's to get 1 yes, well, great. If you want to get 10 people, how many no's do you have to get?
50.
There you
If my
go.
math is right.
Yeah, yeah, it's simple. Simple.
Yeah, okay.
No's are your lead measure. Yeses are your lag measure.
Makes completely sense. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Anything else?
No, thanks.
Okay, thanks, Thomas. Would anyone else like to play? I've got time for one more person. And if I've already gone with you and you've got something else, you can bring it up. Becca, sure. Hey, Becca.
I really quickly want to say something about how powerful that statement was about how you said you need fear to develop courage, because I always envision courage for some reason as coming naturally. But of all the scenarios that could have come to mind when you were walking us through that meditation, the biggest thing that came through to me was the incredible amount of fear and unease I was feeling when I was at the hospital, surrounded by family, just waiting for the doctor to call me in when I went to go have my brain surgery. And that was the moment, because I had to leave everybody behind and go through. So I just felt like I had to share that with people. If anybody here needed to hear that,
Yeah.
that was the moment that came to mind.
Yeah. Were you afraid?
I was petrified, but then I got up and I just accepted that, you know, if this is me meeting death's door, then that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And the same thing goes for Thomas. And the same thing goes for Watchman. And the same thing goes for Tony and Luke and Una and Sophie and Alexis and Annalise and anyone else who's watching the video.
Yeah.
There's that moment where you get to decide, do I walk back or do I walk forward?
Mm-hmm.
And when we take that step forward, that's what courage feels like.
Absolutely. Anyway, thank you. I just felt like sharing that with everybody.
Sure. Thanks, Becca. Okay, we still got a couple minutes left and then we'll do our closing ceremony. Anyone else want to take the opportunity? Anyone want to share anything? Anything at all?
I'll share something real quick, Ricky.
Sure, Tom. Yeah, sure, Tom.
So, and this is from our previous conversation, I never realized how much courage I had while I was in that fearful situation. So, you know, when I was in a situation where I was being mentally abused pretty much every day by my stepfather when I was in my early teens, I stayed there knowing I was going to take that every single day. I mean, there was a lot of other outs, right? And at times I did take those outs through drugs and alcohol and sleeping out in sheds, not coming home. But a lot of times, you know, I faced that fear with courage, not even known at that time, right? And then later on in life, you step into some other situations and they were built upon these limiting beliefs that you've now created for yourself through those situations. But you still have the courage to fight every day, even though you're in those fearful situations. So, you know, everybody on this call can know that you're always in some form of courage when you're in a fearful situation, or you wouldn't be able to take another step, another breath. You wouldn't be able to do anything.
Yeah.
So just think back and just lean upon the fact that you have experience with courage and you've always gotten through it and you're always going to get through it. And that's what I'll leave with the group for today.
Yeah. Thanks, Tony. Thanks for sharing that. It's those hard times that create the courage. And when we can remember that, like Tony shared, and we can draw from those experiences, we can apply that courage to anything that we face in our life. Whether it's physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain, fear of rejection, fear of loss. We all have that courage inside of us. Okay, let's perform our closing rituals. I'll just invite you all to close your eyes. We're going to thank each of the directions for their attendance, and then we'll perform the Kabbalist cross, then we'll be all finished. Facing the east, Archangel Raphael, guardian of the east element of air, thank you for your presence here today. I now release you to your lovely realms and bid you hail and farewell. Moving clockwise, facing the north, Archangel Oriel, guardian of the north element of earth, thank you for your presence here today. I now release you to your lovely realms and bid you hail and farewell. Moving to the west, clockwise again, Archangel Gabriel, guardian of the west element of water, thank you for your presence here today. I now release you to your lovely realms and bid you hail and farewell. Moving clockwise one more time, Archangel Michael, guardian of the south element of fire, be present and watch, or thank you for your presence here today. I now release you to your lovely realms and bid you hail and farewell. Hands to the sky, great Father, King of the sun and creator of the universe, thank you for your presence here today. I now release you to your lovely realms and bid you hail and farewell. Hands to the earth, great mother, queen of the moon and earth, thank you for your presence here this evening. I now release you to your lovely realms and bid you hail and farewell. I now perform the Kabbalistic cross. Ato Malku Vegabura Vegajula Leolam. Amen. So if you've been practicing the invocation of the seven directions, when I release them backwards, what I usually do is thank the Father, thank the Mother, then east, north, west, and south. This time I did east, north, west, and south first. It was just an accident, but it's fine because it's just about intention. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to always be exactly the same. Ritual is valuable by doing it consistently in a certain way because we generate energy, but it's also about intention too. So if we make mistakes sometimes, it's fine. It's just about intention. So we can all unmute ourselves and we'll say goodnight. And the next time I see you, I will be in another country. So thank you very much, everyone, for your time this evening. And thank you for those of you who are watching the replay. And I'll see you all in a couple of weeks.
Hi, thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Ricky.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Have
Bye.
a good trip.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you.
Good journey.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.